Good morning, children. Today, I would like to discuss a proverb: every cloud has a silver lining. But before I go into that, I would like to tell you what writing skills are, why they are important, and how you can improve them. Yes, children. In the class, have you ever wondered while looking into the notebook of your friend where she's written her essay that you could also love to write like her? Yes, children, it is indeed possible, but a bit difficult because it entails a lot of hard work. Yes, writing skills are indeed important, for it enables you to communicate your thoughts and ideas to the reader in a better way. Writing skills are indeed important because they're essential part of communication. Good writing skills allow you to communicate your message with clarity and ease to a far larger audience. If you are good in communicating your skills, you'll be able to communicate your ideas in a better way. Writing gives voice to your inner thoughts. Whatever thoughts you have in your mind, you'll be able to convey to the reader in a better way through your writings. Writing also improves your comprehension and critical thinking. Through writing, you'll be able to analyze and understand things in a better way. Next, how can we improve our writing skills? It can be done in the following manner: by expanding your vocabulary. Children, whenever you come across any difficult word while reading either a storybook or the newspaper, just jot it down. Afterwards, look for the meaning of the word in the dictionary, its part of speech, its tense, and finally frame sentence out of that. In this way, you'll be able to understand and remember the words more vividly. Second one is master English spellings. Remember, writing skills are improved by mastering English spellings well. Incorrect spellings will convey wrong message to the reader, especially in the case of homophones. Read regularly. If you have to improve your writing skills, you'll have to read regularly, either the newspaper or you can read the works of great writers. This will help you to familiarize yourself with the writing skills of different writers. Finally, improve your grammar. If you have to improve the quality of your writing, you'll have to improve your grammar. Put the sentences in the right tense and also punctuation. Next is, what is expansion of a proverb? Now, children, expansion of a proverb is a short composition. You have to take the theme or the idea contained in a proverb and elaborate on it with the help of a short explanation and examples. Now, in the case of a proverb, you just have to take the idea which is contained there and expand it, and you can use either stories or even life experiences or even examples. Here, you expected to write your thoughts as briefly as possible using the least number of words. Your writing should be within 80 to 100 words. Now, in the case of proverb, when you're writing out your thoughts or ideas, it should be as brief as possible. and the minimum words should be about 80 to 100 words. It should have a proper beginning and ending. As I said, do not start the proverb abruptly or even end abruptly. The theme should be expressed in a proper order and in precise words. The meaning should come out through your explanation or examples and in your summing up. Through the way you are explaining or through your examples or summing up, the reader should be able to make out the meaning of the proverb. Now, here we are going to expand the proverb. Every cloud has a silver lining. This proverb is almost akin to the poem that we did, Life. In the poem Life, we talked about the difficult times, how they were transient or even momentary, and good things always follow bad times. Now let's discuss the proverb here. Every cloud has a silver lining. Thick and dark clouds sometimes obstructs the sun. When this happens, the surroundings darken. It is not a pleasant sight. Now all of you would have seen thick dark clouds during the rainy season, and you'd find the rays of the sun being obstructed by them. And of course, the surrounding areas begin to get black. Of course, when you see this, you become very unhappy. But if we look at the clouds carefully, we can see that the edges are tinted with a silver glow. On carefully examining these clouds, we find that along the ridges of the clouds, we can see a silver glow. This glow tells us that the sun is somewhere there behind the clouds. As time passes, the clouds will move off and the sun will come out. What does this glow tell us? That somewhere towards just behind the clouds we find is the sun. These clouds will just move off quickly and the sun will come out of it. This proverb denotes that sorrow and calamities are only momentary. It reminds us to be hopeful and optimistic. Now, this proverb tells us that difficult times and even hardships are only transient. They are not permanent. It gives us hope to be optimistic in life. Manu, a 5-year-old orphan living in an orphanage, was devastated when the tsunami wiped out the only home he knew, the orphanage. Now, here Manu is a small 5-year-old orphan, for his parents had died and he was living in an orphanage. One day, the tsunami just wiped out the only house where he was living, that is a orphanage. It seemed to be the end of the world for him. He found the whole world just crumbling in front of him. However, through some social workers, he met a couple who had lost their only child in the tsunami. But as luck would have it, some social workers brought a couple before him, and this couple had also lost their child in the tsunami. The couple saw Manu took a liking for him and adopted him. In Manu, the couple saw their lost child and were very happy to adopt him. Manu got a lovely home and loving parents. Now, Manu was very happy because he had got a lovely home, he had got loving parents. The tsunami, which had been a dreadful ordeal for many, proved happy for Manu. Tsunami, of course, which had destroyed the lives of so many people, proved to be a good omen for Manu, for it was able to provide him a home as well as loving parents. Therefore, one should always have a positive attitude towards life and not lose heart. Now, from this proverb, we understand that we should have a positive attitude. We should not be pessimistic. We should not lose hope, but always have a positive attitude towards life. The famous poet Shelley has aptly expressed this idea in his poem, The Ode to the West Wind, in which he says, "A winter comes, can spring be far behind?" In the words of the famous poet P.B. Shelley, wherein he writes in the Ode to the West Wind, he says, "A winter comes, winter stands for unhappiness, winter stands for difficult times." He says, difficult times come, spring, which actually stands for gaiety, for happiness, be far behind. In other words, every unhappy situation will always be followed by happier times. So, children, what do you understand from this proverb? We come to an understanding that however difficult the situation we may face, we should never be despondent, but with a positive bent of mind, with an optimistic outlook, we should look for a better tomorrow. Children, I hope you've understood this proverb well. I hope you will be able to understand that whenever faced with a difficult situation, you will never lose hope, but always put your head high and look for better times. Thank you, children.